they're depraved. Two, this type of depraved propaganda actually is for an audience that does not view Palestinians as humans. I don't know why you said it's planted, by the way. What the fuck are you talking about? Planted what? Underwear? You think Palestinians are incapable of wearing underwear? What's wrong with your brain? This is for the Israelis. It's the Irish band Kneecap. And we're going to watch Double Down News while I go pee really quickly. This is Lowkey, who is a British... talking about how Irish they are being persecuted.
Kneecap.
Irish rappers Kneecap.
Belfast rappers Kneecap.
Controversial band Kneecap.
What do you make of those comments from Kneecap?
Kneecap is pretty disgusting.
They should be prosecuted.
UK police have charged Liam Hanna, who is a member of the band Kneecap, with a offence.
So while the entire media class is talking about a rap group who make music in a language that they do not understand, I looked at who was behind this campaign against Kneecap. It led me to an organisation by the name of Creative Community for Peace. Creative Community for Peace coordinates directly with the Israeli consulate in Los Angeles. The Israeli Consul General, David Siegel, at the time when it was founded, even went as far as to say the Creative Community for Peace is effective because they work from inside the industry. Creative Community for Peace has a roll call of supporters which spreads all across the music industry and Hollywood. It was founded by Dave Renza, the former head of publishing at Universal Music, simultaneous to him being the husband of the founder of Stand With Us, Esther Renza. Despite the deceptive name, Creative Community for Peace is one legal entity with Stand With Us, the well-known Israel lobby group. Stand With Us has been funded handsomely by the Israeli Prime Minister's office. This campaign to cancel and arrest Kneecap is directed by the Israeli government.
Now, the Metropolitan Police Unit have confirmed today that the Irish band, the rap trio Kneecap, are now officially under investigation.
So while the UK police busies itself with pro-Palestinian musicians like Kneecap, there are other people that they should be looking far more closely at. The UK Foreign Office confirmed that prior to October 7th, 2023, at least 80 British citizens were fighting in the Israeli military. Since then, several key Israeli soldiers who hold British citizenship have been identified. Among them, Sam Sank. Sam Sank occupied the role of Master Sergeant within the Israeli military and actually filmed himself participating in the Gaza between December 2023 and January 2024.
Welcome to Southern Khan Yunis. We're in a house. Look at the lovely Jerusalem decorations on the wall. We're in Central Khan Yunis, Eastern Central Khan Yunis, in a new house. This is going to be our new home for the next few days. But feeling good, you know, liking the new area. This place stinks. Smell of dead bodies everywhere.
This UK citizen even met former British Prime Minister Boris Johnson in occupied Jerusalem. Another UK citizen who should be arrested by the British police is Oren Anish. On tape in Gaza, he boasted and vowed to kill these sons of whores.
Shalom. קוראים לי אניש, אני מאנגליה. המסר שלי זה לא לוותר על החלומות שלכם. עם ישראל חי. אני 74 יום בלי בית, אבל אל תדאגו. בסוף נגיע ונהרוג את הבני זונות האלה.
Another UK citizen the police should be looking into is Levi Simon. On his Instagram, he posted videos of himself rummaging through the underwear drawer of Palestinian women in Gaza.
So I'm going through these terrorist houses looking for guns and explosives like we found money. And every single house inside of Gaza, this is what I say, every single, unbelievable. 2 or 3 drawers stuffed with the most exotic laundry that you can imagine. Just loads of it. Every single house. Stuffed to the brim, look at that. Unbelievable. No, I don't even want to imagine what this stuff is, man. Oh, let me smell. These naughty, naughty Gazans.
He even uploaded a video to his Instagram of himself inside a school in Gaza.
In Gaza, waving an Israeli flag in one of those schools where they teach so. We decided to teach something about Israel. We're here to stay. We're not going anywhere. We're not going to take your terror. And we're going to start teaching Hebrew in this school soon.
Another UK citizen that the police should look into is Daniel Menza. A video was uploaded on TikTok of Menza in which he boasted of his time in the Golani Brigade. Referencing himself and others in the Golani Brigade, he said, "We are the strongest."
First is probably planted, but second, who gives a fuck? It makes them look so bad. Who's this for? What do you mean? The reason why these guys filmed themselves doing this kind of is they're depraved. 2, this type of depraved propaganda actually is for an audience that does not view Palestinians as humans. I don't know why you said it's planted, by the way. What the fuck are you talking about? Planted what? Underwear? You think Palestinians are incapable of wearing underwear? What's wrong with your brain? This is for the Israelis. Israelis love this shit. They love this shit. We covered it yesterday. I showed you the Pennsylvania State University, Penn State University's new poll that came out on the Jewish demographics of Israel and their opinions on what must be done in Gaza. And 85% of Israeli Jews said that they wanted the Trump administration's Trump plan of permanent in the Strip to take place. Or 82%. I thought it was 85%. My bad. 82%. I apologize. It's completely insane. So yeah, a society that is that depraved at this point, a society that is that fascist at this point, they love this shit. They think it's awesome. They get off on the dehumanization. They get off on the ritualistic humiliation.
We are Golanics. We are the craziest. The same Golani Brigade, which later, in March 2025, carried out the of 15 paramedics.
The poll wasn't Penn State. There was a correction in the comments of the tweet. Where was the poll from? I mean, the poll was conducted in Israel, by the way, in collaboration with an Israeli group.
In Rafah. Was Daniel there? Why isn't the UK government seeking the arrest of Daniel Menza? Another individual that should be arrested by the British government is...
The walls are closing in. You're done. Sick. No need to ban if you see this. I already unfollowed. Sick piece of shit human. What? I'm the sick piece of shit human for showing you the depravity of what Israel is doing. If you look at the situation that's right in front of you with your own eyes and hear with your own ears, and you go, the guy who's against what this is actually the depraved person, you might be the depraved person by the metrics of depravity that normal people look at.
Is Rabbi Zachariah Deutsch. He was a chaplain at Leeds University. Video emerged of him dancing.
Oh, the poll was conducted by Geocartography, which is a blue chip Israeli polling firm, Geocartography, which among other things conducts the annual survey of Israeli Jewish opinion for the American Jewish Committee, and whose polls, for example, on Israeli elections are featured in mainstream. Notably, in the 2015 elections for Prime Minister, Geocartography predicted a Netanyahu win when few others did, as CNN notes. So obviously a reputable poster. I got confused because the Haaretz article was in Hebrew and the Google translated version referenced an Israeli academic at Penn State, Tamir Sorek, who came up with the idea of conducting a poll to assess genocidal attitudes in Israeli society. That chatter is a reply guide to the worst people on Twitter. There's people on Twitter saying the FBI is raiding the Discord server, so all these brain deads are coming in here. Wait, what? Raiding the Discord server for what? Like, do people think that I'm dumb enough to do like illegal shit? Like, are they stupid? I guess they are. So they just like fantasize about things that aren't happening. But when it never actually happens, when it never actually takes place, when it never actually ends up taking place, they just move on to the next fantasy, you know? Like, this is all public. What are you talking about?
Israeli military uniform with other Israeli soldiers. A key organization which funnels British citizens into the Israeli military is Garan Tazabar. This organization has its offices in Finchley. So while an organization like Garan Tazabar is able to operate freely on UK soil, directing young people towards the genocidal Israeli army, there are also several charities who are materially supporting Israeli soldiers and operate out of this country. Why aren't the UK police looking into the UK Friends of the Association for the Well-Being of Israeli Soldiers? Among the trustees of this organization, which materially supports the Israeli occupation forces, is Richard Kemp, formerly head of UK forces in Iraq and Afghanistan. Another trustee of this organization is Ziv Remez, who was previously exposed as having involvement in offshore tax havens by the Panama Papers. The UK Friends of the Association for the Well-Being of Israel's Soldiers actually built a swimming pool for Israeli soldiers in the occupied Naqab Desert. That is less than an hour away from the Sidi Tayman Israeli prison camp, where Palestinians have been found to have been ended by Israeli occupation.
On camera, that was some of the footage. Like, it's not even hidden. It is in broad daylight, on camera, 100%.
Occupation forces. Another material supporter of the Israeli occupation from this country is Technion UK. In fact, when Douglas Murray wanted to raise money for the Israeli army in a failed attempt at an event in London, it was as a fundraiser for the Technion UK organization. This group helps to mobilize British citizens towards the war against Palestine and the wider region, and train them in a myriad of ways, including intelligence gathering. Another organization operating from British soil to support the Israeli occupation forces is ORT. This group trains Israelis in arms companies in this country and has its headquarters in London. Only until recently, those headquarters were in the same building and address as the Community Security Trust, the organization which was taken as an authority on anti-Semitism, when in actuality it has been revealed by Anthony Learman and others that this organization has its employees trained by Israel's external intelligence service, Mossad.
Yeah, so much of the Jewish advocacy groups that masquerade as Jewish advocacy groups that claim to care about combating anti-Semitism, so much of that is directly grant funded by the Israeli Knesset. It is one of the most insane things. Like, this is a very sophisticated influence peddling operation, and they have actually successfully been able to change laws. It's in broad daylight. It's not like this is hidden. This is not a hidden thing. It's hand in glove. It is completely, one, it's also partially funded by the United States of America, but also on top of that, it's like, if you're confused, as Asmongold was when I first described to him the situation, because he claimed to be fucking free speech back then, where I told him about how, like, in 36 states in the United States of America, it is literally illegal to protest against Israel. He was shocked when he found out about this. Like, that kind of stuff happens in broad daylight. It's not like hidden. This kind of stuff is also in broad daylight. It's not hidden. Hasan discovers lobbying. Oh, dude, that's really interesting. Yeah, I know it's called lobbying, except there is no other comparison. No other country gets to do this. I don't know if you know that, because if other countries were trying to do this, they would get shut out. One, they would have to register as a foreign agent, first and foremost. Israel doesn't, because they use American Jewish allies and American Christian allies, like Kufi, for example, Christian Zionists, to basically claim that this is actually just like homegrown lobbying. It has nothing to do with the foreign nation. I'm not discovering lobbying, but there is no equivalent. There is no equivalent on the planet in the United States of America where a foreign country can say protesting us is illegal, and then 36 states write legislation and pass legislation to make it illegal, where you have to sign a loyalty pledge to Israel to become a fucking public school teacher. You have to do that in the state of Texas. You think that's normal? That's not normal lobbying at all. Can you imagine this for any other country? Like, imagine criticizing Estonia is illegal if you ever want to be a public school teacher in the state of Texas. Everyone would laugh at that. Criticizing Saudi Arabia is illegal if you want to be a teacher in the state of Texas. It's not even illegal to protest America in the United States of America, but it's illegal to protest Israel in the United States of America. How is that even allowed? How is that even possible?
Another key group that supports Israeli soldiers in this country is the British Friends of Israel War Disabled. This charity focuses on bringing Israeli soldiers into Britain and claims that it has brought over 5,000 into this country. Another key UK charity supporting the Israeli military is Beit Halochem, which translates to the House of the Warrior. In one night alone, this organization raised £2 million in London to support Israeli soldiers. Another supposed charity operating in this country is UK Toromet. It works to facilitate the funding of military gear for Israeli occupation forces. Through UK Toromet, an organization by the name of One People, which was set up on October 7th, 2023, is able to equip the Israeli military with tactical glasses, tactical gloves, knee pads, bulletproof vests, and helmets.
So we're here on behalf of One People. We're with Rabbi Elitov's son, Rabbi Elitov from Manchester. Here he is, Yosef Elitov. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. So one People managed to get...
Like, imagine being able to do this. You can only do this for the party doing the genocide. You can't do this for the party resisting against that genocide. Okay? This is material support to terrorism. This is material support being offered directly by British nationals to an entity that is doing war crimes, an entity that is doing terrorism. Okay?
33 vests for all of these brave guys. All these brave guys who are on the front down here near the Gaza border.
One People's website clearly states that UK Toromet is a partner through which people can donate to it. Why is it that charities who are materially aiding the genocide of people in Gaza are not being investigated thoroughly and arrests are not taking place? Israel has, for its Prime Minister, arrest warrants issued by the International Criminal Court for the crime of genocide in Gaza. Why is the UK government harassing musicians, activists, tweeters, and Holocaust survivors rather than going after the real criminals? The same individuals that fund these organizations I have just listed are funding government ministers. Rachel Reeves is currently Chancellor in this country, one of the most important positions in government. Before arriving at her role, she was given £175,000 by Israel lobbyist Victor Blank. Victor Blank financed 3 organizations that directly fund the Israeli army from British soil. Those organizations are Beit Halochem, ORT, and Technion UK. What other relationships exist between those that fund these organizations directly invested in genocide in Palestine and British government ministers? All of these organizations operate as charities in the UK. Since when did support...
An American example of this is Beitar, which was designed around Jabotinsky, who was a literal fucking terrorist and a Jewish supremacist who openly fantasized about who openly fantasized about Israel being a colonial power, one of the fathers of Zionism. And Beitar operates openly in the United States of America. One of the groups that is giving the foreign student lists to the Trump administration is Beitar. And that is a 501c3, as in a charity group, like a legal charity organization. And yes, this chatter is correct. This isn't just lobbying. This is way more than lobbying and campaign finance. That's why I say it's a very sophisticated influence peddling operation. It's not just like lobbying or campaign finance. Obviously, there are, like I said, networks of NGOs, networks of advocacy organizations that masquerade as organizations that seemingly care about the interests of like British Jews or in America, American Jews, when in fact, those organizations are not invested in that at all. They are simply invested in defending Israel and trying to make sure that any naysayers get criminally prosecuted. And Kneecap is a great example of this. Kneecap got prosecuted instantly. Like Kneecap was pushed to a counterterrorism lawsuit from the British government, specifically because they went to the United States of America and in one of the largest stages that they were in front of said, "Fuck Israel, free Palestine." This was the real reason as to why they were trying to look to punish Kneecap. Okay? So then they scoured through thousands of hours of concert footage to find anything they could that they could use the existing laws that were implemented in the UK all the way back in the year 2000, anti-terrorism statutes that exist in the UK because they don't have free speech. And they found a couple different instances that they could actually present to the government as actionable. And the government followed suit. Instead of just saying, this is frivolous, what are you talking about? This is protected under like free expression that artists have. Instead of doing that, they were like, yes, we will do that. We will actually go after Kneecap. Their findings were two instances. One where there's a concert they say up Hamas and up Hezbollah. And the other one is where Mohara is allegedly waving a Hezbollah flag. Okay? That's it. This is enough to criminally prosecute someone for terrorism in the UK. The Hezbollah flag incident was literally public fuck until lobbying groups put pressure post Coachella. It's so transparently cynical. Yes. This is ridiculous. Okay? It's ridiculous. Especially considering that the name of the group is Kneecap. One of the artists is called DJ Prove. Okay? That in and of itself is literally pro-terrorism in the eyes of the British government. You understand? So if that artistic expression of pro-terrorism is allowed, and they have successfully prosecuted and sued the British government for refusing to give them grants, why the fuck would this be prosecutable? It's ridiculous. It is completely ridiculous.
Supporting a genocide and those involved in it become a charitable activity? And why is no one in the mainstream media examining these connections? As you can imagine.
Anyway, this was Double Down News. They're fantastic. They do incredible work as always. I'm a big fan of them. I highly recommend you subscribe to them. And that was Lowkey narrating this piece for Double Down.